I don't think anybody can do anything with Chapalova. She's in very good shape, like in the Salt Lake City 3 years ago.
Yeah, the Olympic champion in '98, over 30 kilometers in freestyle, the sprint champion in 2002.
But it seems that the gap from Björgen to the others is also bigger.
Björgen has...
She's more standing between the skis in that uphill, more than Olga Chapalova. So the kick is not that good as for Chapalova.
Now closing on Becky Scott and Gabriela Peruzzi, and I think it's Styra who's getting up there with them.
Together with Neumanova.
Together with, I didn't see Neumanova, but she can't be far behind. But here comes the woman from Moscow. And not everybody who's a great junior fulfills their promise at senior level, but Chapalova's certainly one. And now we're going to get a really interesting time check with 2.25 kilometers left at this point here for Julia Chapalova. A little less now. Marit Björgen 13 seconds down.
But Styra is in the third place.
Styra, who's come on really strong, and it's just looking there, Styra just going through in the foreground. The camera actually missed her there. Styra has taken Peruzzi and Becky Scott, the Olympic champion, and Neumanova at the moment not making an impression. Here's Katarina Neumanova, who's catching Baranova very quickly, but it doesn't look to me as if she's got enough snow left here to get a bronze medal.
Styra has been 3 seconds faster than Julia Chapalova from the passing stadium.
Well, this is quite a run from Christine Styra, born in the very north of Norway. The winner this year, as I said, of the Progelato double pursuit there. A really tough course there. She was very impressive. Only 23 years of age, and a skier with a great deal to offer, and showed her best form before she had that victory in Ramsau, when she was runner-up over 15 kilometers in December. And Styra, maybe a little bit of a threat to Björgen, but at the moment it's Russia, Norway, Norway.
Yeah, but I think the gap from Björgen to Styra is too big. We have one more steep uphill, but she is coming more and more.
Look at the tempo of Christine Styra. She's got the bit between her teeth. And also Styra will be well aware that she doesn't want to give a chance to any of those behind. When she made the break, she had to make it decisively, and she's looking at Marit Björgen's back and wondering whether she can get that close. Björgen will always have a little bit extra on that downhill, and remember, she's a great sprinter. If it comes to a sprint between her and Styra to the line, don't rule out Marit Björgen. Chapalova out on her own.
Yeah, she's very strong, and will Chapalova be in the sprint in a couple of days? She's the winner, as you told, from the Olympics, but she had done no sprint after that.
Not necessarily. The view we got from the Russians was that she was going to concentrate, probably go into the team freestyle sprint, because this year the sprint is in classic, so I don't think we'll see Julia Chapalova in the individual sprint, but I think we'll see her in the team, and she'll definitely, of course, be in the relay. But a silver medal, a gold one beckoning, and if I look at the record of Julia Chapalova in the World Championships, well, before the silver the other day, she's got a bronze in the sprint in 2001 in Lahti, and a gold with the Russian team in the relay, but that's it. So this medal will be extremely important to Julia Chapalova.
And here we have the last uphill.
And Marit Björgen just getting a second win now. Chapalova, she's going to be pressed, I think. She knows, and her coaches will know, that Chapalova's got to go full out maximum.
But what about the gap between those two?
Well, Styra, the camera angle is actually a bit deceptive.
Yeah, it's more that we see here.
It's foreshortening. But this is a really hard trail, and Just 650 meters to go for Julia Chapalova, but I tell you what, the legs are getting really tired now.
It's more speed in Marit Björgen at the moment, but it's more than 10 seconds. She cannot manage it.
They're both desperate to get to the top of this little last
David,
fight.
that's the most fresh girl at the moment.
Yeah, Kristin Steirer challenging, and Steirer has got 8 seconds to find on teammate Marit Björgen. And look at this, moving up into 4th place now. Peruzzi weakening, can't do any more. And Becky Scott goes back into 4th place, then Peruzzi, and on the charge, Baranova getting back into the race, and then Neumanova. But here comes Julia Chapalova, down with just about 120 meters to go. Silver, just 48 hours ago in the women's 10-kilometer freestyle, in tears, beaten by just 1.2 seconds by the Czech Republic's Katarina Neumanova. But here comes the first individual gold medal for the girl with the brightest smile on the whole of the tour. Julia Chapalova is world champion over the double pursuit, and here comes Marit Björgen into silver medal position here, being pursued by Kristin Steirer, but the cushion is great enough for Marit Björgen. And Chapalova, a very speedy downhill. Björgen made nothing on the downhill descent, and Kristin Steirer, what a success, Inge, for her to get a World Championship medal at the age of 23.
Yeah, and she is only better and better for every race.
Nobody wants to finish 4th, but I'm afraid Becky Scott, the Olympic pursuit champion, she's claimed that place ahead of Peruzzi in 5th, Baranova in 6th, who I'm really impressed with how she lost her position but then stabilised and counter-attacked, and Neumanova 7th, but 48 seconds separating. And Chapalova, well, she always reckons that she should be on the top step of every race she enters, and it's a wonderful day for her.
And then Lassila and Korkina from Russia, number 8 and number 9, and Künzel, number 10.
Yeah, that's a very good race for Claudia Künzel when you consider the disruption to her preparation with flu and the disruption that causes. To finish 10th is not bad at all. She's the number 1 for the host nation. Hilda Pedersen, 1 minute 23 seconds back. I have to say I'm a little disappointed by that.
3-2.
But what a battle we're going to have in the relay. Norway with a pretty good team, Russia with a good team, and also Germany, who've been champions at the major championships. So that's going to be a terrific race.
Yeah, and maybe also Finland when they have Koitunen back.
Yeah, I think the worry is, Inge, and you would know about this, when you've been out for a race or even 2 races, there's uncertainty.
Yeah, but relay is a little bit otherwise than individual competition. So I think Koitunen can be good both in the sprint and in the relay for Finland.
Well, if you backed Julia Chapalova, she was on offer at 8-1, which now looks pretty generous. The odds ahead of Marit Björgen, 2-1, and Steirer, well, if you'd gone for a place, 51-1, the bookmakers' odds there. So if you didn't take an interest today, well, maybe take an interest in the men's double pursuit tomorrow. Just a little bit of fun whilst you're sitting at home watching the race.
And maybe Steirer was a little bit too much slow at the classical technique. Maybe she didn't know how strong she was today.
Well, she certainly was strong in Progelato in the double pursuit there, but it's a learning curve for her. But to come here and get a bronze medal, that is simply fantastic.
And a very good motivation for the Olympics next year.
Yes, providing she stays fit and well, then she's almost booked her ticket today. And just talking about that, one or two people often wonder, because this is such a good sport for fitness, for your cardiovascular system. Inge, one or two people out there wondering how you get started. So what would be your first step if you wanted to take up this, not as necessarily as a competitor, but just somebody for leisure?
It's more easy to go to classical technique than to do the skating technique. So I will say that start when it's 5-0 below 0 and good. You can have a good kick.
So 3 very happy women. You just saw Christina Steirer there with her coach.
Yeah, her coach, and that's very important also to have the coach near to come with the congratulations just after the run. So Samdal, the coach for the Norwegian, is very, very proud. I think today he was very nervous before the start, maybe more nervous than ever in his life. We also have to say that
that's lovely.
That's lovely. That's Skofsrud. She was number 16 today, and it's also very important for Steirer to go together with Skofsrud and say that next time it can be you instead of me. Dag Haas, the former trainer for the national team in Norway, also have a finger with Steirer.
Well, a very interesting race on 2 very different tracks, but this is the woman. She wears number 2, but actually she finishes number 1. At 28 years of age, Julia Chapalova is world individual champion in the double pursuit. This is only the 3rd time the double pursuit has been contested in the World Championships. The first one in 2001 was won by Virpi Koitinen. That was over 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers and 5 kilometers in the 2 disciplines. In 2003, it was Christina Smegen who ran into the wall today and had to pull out. I'm sure it wasn't anything to do with her fitness. I think it was simply up in her head, but we'll try to talk to her and find out exactly what went wrong with Christina. She had a very slow start. She lost a lot of time in the classic section, and I think the heart went out of her, and that suggests that she didn't have the clear, strong mental approach that you need, whatever the race, whatever the distance, whatever the style.
And like it will be next year, David, the classical course is very, very heavy. It will also be that in the Olympics next year, so we can split all the girls and the men after the classical technique.
So the standings at the finish: Julia Chapalova gold, Marit Bjergen silver, Christina Steirer for Norway also in bronze, Becky Scott the best for Canada, the Olympic pursuit champion, in 4th, the best Italian Gabriella Peruzzi 38 seconds off the pace, and then Baranova fighting back to hold on to 6th place ahead of Neumanova, the heroine of 48 hours ago in the women's 10-kilometer freestyle. Then Rita-Liisa Lassila, the best for Finland, a better day for her. Kokina, who showed up early, then faded, then came back again, ahead of Claudia Kunzel, who finishes in 10th place. And after that, Hilda Pedersen, a disappointing 11th. Yatskaya, who was a real force to be reckoned with in the classic phase, finishing ahead of Justina Kowalczyk. And then Germany's Viola Bauer in 14th place. Shevchenko for the Ukraine down in 15th, but a minute and 48 seconds off the pace, ahead of Vibeke Skofterud, with Sabina Valbuza 2 minutes off the pace. And a very disappointing second leg, the freestyle leg from Savialova, 2 minutes down in 18th. Confortola, who fell earlier on, finishing 19th for Italy. And then France's Aurélie Storti, the best for her nation, in 20th, 2 minutes and 20 seconds off the pace. After that, Malahova, the woman who finished in the top 10 in the 10-kilometer freestyle, down in 21st place. The best for Sweden, Maria Rydqvist, and the Swedes have got real problems, haven't they?
Both for the women and especially for the men. And I talked with Thomas Vosberg. He was only 17 seconds from 4 gold medals here in 87 in Oberstdorf. They can't understand anything what they have done wrong.
But 2 racers to take note of, as you see people still finishing. Wang Chunli of China in 27th place, and Hongshu Li of China in 29th place.
They are coming.
The Chinese are coming, but Julia Chapalova is very much here today. Hope you've enjoyed the action of this women's double pursuit. The men go tomorrow, but remember, we've got more to come today. The men's individual 90-metre hill competition. That's this afternoon live on Eurosport. But it's Julia Chapalova in gold, Marit Bjergen and Christine Styrer second and third, silver and bronze, and then the unlucky woman, perhaps, Becky Scott, in fourth place. Inge, enjoyed it?
Of course, it was a very exciting race, and I also hope we will have the same tomorrow for the men.
Well, we're going to move very shortly from the Reed Cross Country Stadium. About 10-15 minutes it takes to move across to the hill, to the Schuttenberg Schanze, for this afternoon's ski jumping. And we'll have the trial jump as well as the main competition for you on the 90-metre hill. Remember, Adam Mawish, the champion for the past 2 seasons, looking for a hat-trick, but Jani Ahonen looking ominously good yesterday in the qualification round. For now, from Inge Bratton and myself, David Goldstrom, have a good afternoon. Stay with us for the ski jumping. We'll be back later. For now, bye-bye from Oberstdorf.